Hey there, Marcy Ellison here, your local resource for all things related to Boise, Meridian, Eagle, and the rest of the surrounding Treasure Valley. If you are thinking about moving to the Boise, Idaho area and you're looking to just wrap your head around not only the Boise metro area, but all of its top suburbs such as Eagle, Meridian, or Star, well then this channel is 100% for you. Today, I'm going to get candid and share the 6 worst things about living in one of Boise's most popular neighboring cities, and coincidentally also one of the fastest growing cities in the nation, Meridian, Idaho. But first, if this is your first time visiting our channel and you're looking to learn everything you can about Boise's Treasure Valley, please take 2 seconds to just hit that little subscribe button and tap that notification bell so we can stay in touch. My husband, Andy, and I run a boutique husband and wife team, which is basically just a fancy schmancy way of saying you get us both. We are a package deal and you get us both from the beginning to the end, which many of our clients, such as this one, and really all of these, it's something that people tell us that they love about working with us. And well, we would love to have the opportunity to do the same for you. Okay, so now let's dive into today's topic right now. As you likely know, for the past 5 to 6 years, Meridian has consistently been ranked as being one of our country's top relocation destinations for both families and retirees alike. And well, understandably so. It's a pretty fantastic place to live. My family and I live in South Meridian and we love it. But well, it's not without its drawbacks. The first of which that I'm going to share with you today is in regard to the incredibly rapid growth that we've seen.
Oh, we were just kids. We weren't ready for that.
Nope, our city planning department really was just not ready for the incredible growth we've experienced. And well, while you can't really expect a small city that explodes like what we've seen Meridian do to be able to just immediately fix all the various issues that growth like that brings about, it is unfortunate that there wasn't more forethought and preparation. Back in the early 2000s, when we were still living in Oregon and were just kind of eyeballing the Boise area, we knew then that it was up and coming and that it was pretty much destined to experience a boom. Its population was already growing at a pretty steady clip, and its tech scene and healthcare sectors were strong, as was its job market and just general economy. And then add to that at the time home prices were relatively speaking, so compared to other similarly sized metro cities and areas across the country, prices were very, very affordable. So we knew back then that it was going to experience a boom. So now fast forward to today, and yeah, it's unfortunate that more preparation wasn't put into place earlier. As of today, if you were to drive around the city, you would see a ton of new subdivisions and communities that are mid-development. And well, you also might find yourself wondering, so where are all of the schools being built to support all of the kids who are going to be living in these massive homes?
Well, now that's a very good question.
Just straight out, there should have been more schools, public resources, roadways, stores, all of those things going in at the same time. So as a whole, here in Meridian right now, we are a bit behind in the city planning department. Which brings me to my second drawback. Here in Meridian, our cost of living has gone up, and it did so very quickly.
So fast.
Up until about 5 years ago, one of the main reasons people identified Meridian as being a great spot for their next chapter was due to its affordability compared to many other booming cities across the West. However, that has and continues to change. Home prices have skyrocketed over recent years, and rent really hasn't been far behind. So while it's still significantly cheaper than, say, Seattle or Denver, and of course more affordable than the majority of cities in California, you may just find that the cost of living here isn't quite the bargain that it used to be. If you're curious to go through all of that, we just filmed a video a couple weeks ago in which we shared all of our current bills here living right now, right here in Meridian. We go through our utility bills, property taxes, grocery costs, childcare, all of that. I'll post a link to it in the description of this video for you to check out later.
Thanks, Marcy.
Next up, when it comes to having an abundance of things to do, well, Meridian might just leave you wanting. Because, well, other than endless outdoor parks and multiple indoor and outdoor play places, Meridian isn't exactly a mecca of museums, concerts, or entertainment venues. It is, however, a great place for families and retirees alike, and really for anyone who loves the outdoors and outdoor activities. But if you are looking for a vibrant nightlife, life and or an arts and culture scene, you're probably going to be a little disappointed. While Boise, which is really only about 15 minutes away from most areas in Meridian, Boise offers more in terms of entertainment, and we do have a large number of concerts that happen all across the Treasure Valley. Meridian itself lacks a huge variety of entertainment options.
What do you like to do?
Most of Meridian is suburban, with many chain restaurants and big box stores dominating the landscape. So yep, if you're seeking a hip, urban vibe and lifestyle, Meridian might just not be your ideal spot to land. Next up, and this one is going to depend on where you're moving here from and therefore what you're comparing it to. But well, traffic in Meridian is probably going to be a bit worse than you expect. If you're thinking a mid-sized city like Meridian won't have traffic issues, think again. With the rapid influx of new residents we've seen, our roads are just a little bit behind. And well, we aren't even close to catching up. With Eagle Road, which is not only the busiest road in the entire state of Idaho, but also one of Meridian's main thoroughfares, well, rush hour can now be, in comparison to what it was, say, a decade or so ago, it can sometimes be frustratingly slow. And well, as more and more housing developments and communities keep popping up,
one here, one over here, one there, one there, one there.
so many new communities. So yep, that doesn't look like it's going to be changing anytime soon. So please note, if you choose to make Meridian your home and say you choose to live in one of its incredible, well-established older communities up in the far north end of Meridian, or maybe in one of the brand new developments in the southern tip of Meridian, you are going to have to brace yourself for a commute that might just be a bit longer than you're anticipating. If you're curious to know more about some of the top communities across Meridian, we have a number of great videos that you can check out in which we dive into just that, like this one or any of these. I will put links to these in the description of this video for you to check out later. And now, if you're eyeballing Meridian, thinking you'll like its small town feel, well, that vibe just really is not as strong as it used to be. Just a decade ago, Meridian used to be seen as a quiet, close-knit community, but as more and more people have moved in and the big box stores have increasingly taken over, that small town charm just really isn't quite as prevalent as it used to be. And while that small America hometown atmosphere that once defined Meridian has really evolved into more of a suburban sprawl kind of lifestyle.
Not at all what I expected.
Now, don't get me wrong, my family and I are happily living in South Meridian, and we have zero plans on leaving anytime soon. And if we do, we'll probably just move a bit to the north to either Star or Eagle. So yeah, we love where we live. I truly cannot imagine raising my two boys anywhere else. But has the vibe and ambiance changed a bit since we moved here almost 20 years ago now from Oregon? It sure has. So I just want to make sure you are aware of that. Now, on to drawback number 6. Compared to other similarly sized cities, Meridian lacks diversity. While we have definitely seen an improvement in this area over the past decade, and really over the past several years, it's, well, something you'd be hard-pressed not to notice. So I think it's definitely important to be aware of it and to acknowledge it. And then in addition, only about 14% of Meridian's population consists of senior citizens, which is well below the national average of around 20%. So while Meridian is a wonderful area for young people and growing families, having that greater generational diversity would give citizens better access to the wisdom and experience that our elders can offer. With such a heavy focus on the young population, we've also heard from some of our previous relocation clients turned friends that some of our local senior centers and assisted care facilities here don't get quite as much attention as they'd prefer. On the other hand, when it comes to our hospitals and access to healthcare, typically people are very, very pleased with what they find here in Meridian. So yep, just like all places, there are pros and cons for you to consider. If you'd like to chat about whether Meridian would be a good fit for you and whomever it is who's moving alongside of you, jot down our number so you have it on hand when you're ready to take that next step. Or if perhaps you're not quite ready to get on the phone, but you want to continue to learn about our Treasure Valley and what life living here could look like for you, we have a completely free, no strings attached relocation guide that you can download and peruse through at your leisure, which I will also link to in the description of this video. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time.